Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. You bear witness that none is worthy of worship or devotion but Almighty God, Almighty Allah. We're very thankful to Allah for this day, this Sunday that we're assembling here for Taleem here at Merciful Al-Taqwa. And I'm very thankful to Almighty Allah that He has allowed us to come together as much as He has. It's nothing like life. And Allah has given us guidance in the Quran. It gives us the opportunity to be reacquainted with ourselves. And we have been getting a lot of concern with reference to how to fast, when to come off the fast, what we can do while we're traveling, and things of that nature. So I've been getting quite a bit of that. But I say these bases pointed out in the Quran, but I'm going to say it in our beginning, and we welcome those who are viewing Islamic perspective. They're called to freedom. If this is your first time viewing our program, and as always, we are seeking to have a stronger moral life, a stronger community life, and we look to have this strong moral life to be community conscious and aware, and being a loving and a kind people. What I want to do before we go further into our discussion for today, we want to read the sort of parts of sort of different ayats, ayat 3, ayat 92, pardon me, surah 3, and it begins. By no means shall ye attain righteousness unless ye give freely of that which ye love, and whatever ye give of a truth, Allah knoweth it well. This verse, it is a continuation, actually, of what has been taking place for thousands of years among the believers. This love that we are to have, and certainly we're to have love for our family members, is pointed out in the Quran. Whereas we are to cater, we're to respect, we're to remember our family members. But it's so wonderful how Allah comes to us and He talks to us through our Prophet Muhammad. And as we read the Quran, we are shown that Allah says, in terms of us loving our family members, we will not be able to save all of our family members. Many of us, we have children, babies, teenagers, adult children, and it pains us to see them, as we say sometimes, or they went all the way left, and we're trying to bring them back to the right. It gets to a point that all we can do is just to warn. It's just to warn them. We warn them, and to pray for them. That's number one. Don't forget your prayers. We are to pray. We are praying people, but we are not a people that sit back and think that only prayer is the answer. Only prayer is the answer. And the Muslims are those who recognize also that as Allah, as God, sends His many blessings, as they say, rivers flowing beneath. So many things has occurred because of the bountiful Allah, the bountiful God, who has given us rivers flowing beneath. So we look at people in times gone by, why they travel so much. Many travel in the earlier stages, and especially when they began to pick a place that they wanted to live, they looked for water. And the Quran, it talks to us about water. The Bible talks to us about water, and it points to the significance of water. And we hear the word basha, which has to do with our skin, and it has to do with sensitivities, our skin and sensitivities. So here we are talking about giving freely of the love that we have, and that consists of many things. So we have many concerns in life, and as we have these concerns, as we pointed out Friday, as we will make connections from Friday and 5 weeks in reference to our growth from Surah 2, Ayat 261. The parable of those who spend their substance in the way of God is that of a grain. It groweth 7 years, and each year has 100 grain. Each year has 100 grain. Allah giveth manifold increase to whom he pleases. Now, I wanted to read that passage because we're always talking about productivity, reproduction, the reproduction of the mind. And we mentioned Friday about the word fujura and taqwa. Fujura and taqwa. And the foundation that Allah has given us, and how we are connecting out now also, and how when we look at our creation, and we have used the word fujura and taqwa, and what I just pointed out to you is about the parable of a grain of corn. The 7 years, or we looked at one particular shuck, or as it said, some roast beer. Pastor, none of you ever heard the word roast beer. First time I heard the word roast beer. How many of you know about roast beer? You know about the word roast beer? Huh?
Who?
I know Brother Imam knows about roast beer. Roast beer.
Roasted ear?
Roast beer.
Roasted ear.
Our son knows about that word. Do you know about that word? It's a corn.
Roasted ear, corn?
Yeah, not roast, not R-O-A-S-T, but roast beer. That's what they call corn, yeah.
I still don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, well, but that's why I'm saying roast beer. It's called roast beer. Yeah. So this corn cob, it came from the development of one seed. And here Allah is telling us about this shuck of corn, this corn cob. And many of us like fried. I love fried corn. I love boiled corn, fried corn. But look what came from this one seed. Now look at this one grain of corn turning into the old corn cob. People used to make corn cob pipe. But look at all of the grains of corn that comes from this one seed when you're holding up that corn cob. Look at the seeds again in terms of reproduction. Look how the Quran over 1,400 years ago spoke about this leech-like crop, this leech-like substance, this creation, the sperm and egg. But look what comes from this in this process of reproduction. The many sperms, the many seeds is called the germ of life. So we're seeing a multiplication. Look at all of the seeds that are in the fig. All of these seeds. There's massive number in terms of what Allah gives when man gives. When man seeks the opportunity or takes the opportunity to go out and to seek to reproduce, to seek to feed the family, the human family. And that's what the farmer does. The farmer in his planting of these various seeds, massive reproduction in order to feed. And if you ever lived on a farm and you've ever planted, farmers take great pride. I was a farmer, but I stayed with my grandmother in terms of coming up in a little area outside of it called Capital. And had plenty of land up there, over 100 and some acres of land, much more than that probably. But I would watch my uncle plow, and sometimes he would let me go out in the field, and I would be standing in the middle of the plow, holding on with him while the old mule was going up and down the road, and hearing him out, whoa, gee, I thought I was really doing something. But one day, he turned to look at the plow, I'm trying to hold on to the plow. You know, it was like it was dragging me. But I had that experience, you know, in touching the soil, and when I see various movies and documentaries where the person is holding up the soil. And so we know about the word that we talked about last week, the word human, and the word humus. And humus, it refers to the soil, a rich soil, fertile field. So now, here is the environment which we're in. And in this environment, this physical environment that Allah has given us, and he speaks of the rivers flowing beneath. These rivers flowing beneath, again, talking about the land mass and people surrounding themselves or moving in an area that had plenty of water, and water is necessary for the cooking of food or for the washing of the body, and cleaning our clothes. Industry uses a lot of water, so water is used for a lot of things, but yet we are made from water. And look how the Bible talks about water. In the Old Testament it speaks of water. In the New Testament it speaks of water. In the Old Testament it's talking about blood. And blood and water in the Old Testament is utilized in talking about a curse. This blood. It says that the water even turned to blood with reference to Pharaoh. It was a great curse upon the land, and the water was turned to blood. And it is said where they would put a certain symbol on the door, and blood is used with reference to this symbol. And then the Old Testament, the Bible talks about how the blood refers to life. This is an activity, life. We get to the New Testament. It's also talking about water. It's talking about water, and he mentions blood. But in another part of the Bible, when you take the Bible, with reference to the Old and the New Testament, look how the language is changing, but eventually it gets to the same thing, having the same meaning. But there's a lot of symbols used in order to make a connection for those who are actually students and a part of a certain order. Water and blood. And Jesus spoke about how he was utilizing water and how he came about. He says he came from water and what? He came in reference to water. The Spirit, yes. The Spirit and blood. It talks about blood, it talks about water, it talks about bread, doctrine. And again, going back to this blood, now in the New Testament, and now with this water, it says Jesus changed water to wine. Now here it is that blood is very important in terms of the development of man and in terms of us maintaining life. Blood is life. People get transfusions. Sometimes say, well, we're going to take all this blood out of the body. We're going to give it a transfusion. We have to change this around. Something is happening with the blood. And so some people will bleed to death unless they have a sufficient amount of blood in their system. So here is a substance that is vital to life. You can make that same connection with the wine of life. The wine of life. But the brother mentioned spirit. Olden times, the word on restaurants was food and spirits. And you know, about everybody in there one time or another, you have indulged in a little spirits. I don't know what spirit you indulged in, but it's part of our I won't say upbringing, but some things that we possibly experimented with. Whatever your taste of poison, as they say, was. But again, it exuberated, it pushed the spirit, it lightened the spirit that it had to some because, oh, yeah, he's a little tipsy, she's a little tipsy. That alcohol, that fermented fruit, it caused the spirits to be ignited, to ignite the spirits. So now the coming of the Quran, the coming of this book, it connects with what you read in scripture and talking about the prophet Ibrahim, but also and certainly Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. How does this word Hanifa connect with Prophet Ibrahim? This word Hanifa, it takes us back to a natural intermediate. It takes you back to nature. Those who respond to their nature, to the most excellent part of the nature. So now I spoke about the grain of corn, we spoke about the sperm, we spoke about the fig. All of these things are basically saying the same thing. It is pointing to something. It is pointing to how. And even talking about all of the stars, when we look out at night, we see all of the stars that are out there having their function. And there are those who have followed the stars, navigators, those that sailors, captains on ship, they navigate, they plot the stars, they look at the stars for directions. And we can take all of what I've mentioned in the last few minutes, and we can get an example on the physical, the moral, and the spiritual forms of development of the human mind. So Abraham being the Hanifa, Prophet Muhammad being of the Hanifa, if this Hanifa, if it is also pointing us to fujur and taqwa, and we know that taqwa points us to what? What is taqwa?
God consciousness.
God consciousness. What else?
Reverence and respect for God.
What else? If I say regardfulness.
Right.
What about regardfulness?
He said that.
Oh, I thought who said that?
Roy.
You didn't pump up the volume. I said pump up the volume. What I can do. So, regardfulness. So, this ain't being regardfulness. Then this word regard, what does this say? Regard, what is it?
It means that you got a respect for.
And so, but it's also saying that you're thinking, right?
Remember?
Right.
Yeah. You remember. You're to remember. And we use the word, you go into some of the churches, they have the table, they say, this do in remembrance of me. This do in remembrance of me. What is taking place with all of the prophets and the apostles and those that have been blessed with an understanding, those that have been blessed with insight? What is taking place? When you go around someone, or a friend, or it might be a relative, somebody that really you enjoy their presence, they are doing something that enlightens your spirit and enlightens your being. And Abraham was a thinker. He was a thinker. He was constantly looking for solutions. The same with Prophet Muhammad. He was looking for solutions. And the way that he was treated, the way that these men were treated for being thinkers, for looking for examples. And I recall, if something happens to me, if a question is asked of me, especially about Scripture and about the life of the prophet and prophets, and any person that did something of great work to the society. I know Imam was talking about this battle where the archers had abandoned the prophet. And it stayed on me. I know what it was, but it stayed on me. I came upon it last night, and that's how God does me. I can have a question I'm truly seeking an answer to give me some clarity or to help someone. I'll eventually run across it. And that was the Battle of Uhud. He was asking me about the mountain, the place where the Muslims were fighting, and the prophet had stationed the Muslims on a hillside to cover their rear. And they saw their fellow companions after defeating, about to defeat the enemy, and they saw them taking the rewards or the booty, as it says. And they saw this, feeling that they were going to be left out. And they abandoned their brothers. And when they abandoned them, they were attacked from the rear. And had it not been for the prophet, said that he lost a part of his teeth, of his tooth. But he still kept on fighting. He was injured. He was struck in the head, but he still kept on fighting. We are to continue through all of the difficulties that we go through in life with our family members, with our children, whoever it is, that's someone that's close to us. It could be just a neighbor or a very good friend. When we see them pass away, or they go through some severe tests, maybe they have strokes or heart attacks, incapacitated in some way, but you still have to continue. Don't think for 1 minute that the trials are not going to become a part of your life. Allah says, before you go into the hereafter, receiving what He has prepared for you, you are going to struggle. You are going to struggle. You probably wish that you weren't even here no more. But that's a part of it. That's a part of it. That's a part of it. The struggle and the pain. And life comes from pain. You know that. The mothers, the sisters know that better than us, brother. How beautiful life comes from the pain of childbirth. So, with this water coming from beneath, or rivers flowing from beneath, what is going on within the crust of the earth? Within the crust of the earth. What is going on in this womb, this great womb of the earth, the physical earth? Look at all of the vegetation that comes from the earth performing its duties, from Mother Earth taking the seeds of life that have been planted in it, from Mother Earth taking, some say that the petroleum that we look at, it comes from the prehistoric animals, from these animals decomposing and going into the earth. So now, it's a process that is taking place. There has to be a breakdown. It has to be a breakdown even in our makeup. There has to be a breakdown in, some will call it a chemical composition that is broken down. Different chemicals coming together to form a new structure, a new substance. And so here it is, Allah has given us all of this vast information, and those who have struggled to come up with solutions as to how to better equip their families and society, how to equip them in ways that will show progress in their life, but to make society successful. So we go to the polls and we vote for people coming in office. We're always seeking to put the best foot forward and the best representation forward, out front. So this word Hanifa, in the time of the prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, there were people, and there probably will always be, those who were idol worshippers. And there were those who were idol worshippers. There were also those who were of a higher intellectual order. Not that they had went to an institution and they had become learned institutionalized, but they were those who were also known as the Hanif. And the Hanif, again, I said, they were those who responded to the natural environment. And at some point, you get to those in history who were called the Gnostics. And the word is really more so, it was pronounced Gnostics, because these were those who responded intuitively. Whatever their intuition was, they followed that. Whatever their natural reaction was to the environment, the best, the most excellent part of nature, they tried to follow it. So what they observed from the animals and what they observed from the study of plants, they began to respond to that. And in our responding to our environment and everything that we come in contact with, it expands our mind. So there's the word Sadrak. Al-Amin Nasrallah Lakar Sadrak. Who knows what that means? Al-Amin Nasrallah Lakar Sadrak. It's one of the coolest surahs. Al-Amin Nasrallah Lakar Sadrak. Have we not expanded thee thy breast? So this word Sadrak. Let me give you the article. Sadrak. Now, Sadrak. Now this word, let me make sure that I'm giving it to you correctly. But this word, it has to do with the breast. Now, in talking about the breast, it's important that we understand also this word. Kulu. If I say kulubu, already you should know what this is. What is this saying?
The heart.
It's talking about the heart. But if I put those dhammas up there like that, what is it saying? I think it's just that. What is it saying?
It's dealing with the spiritual aspect of it.
The spiritual aspect. So now it's talking about my heart, but it's not talking about the physical heart. It's talking about the heart that has encountered the spiritual light, that has encountered revelation. What Abraham needed, what the people needed during Abraham's time, what the people needed during the prophet's time, peace and blessing be upon him, they needed revelation. The revelation complements the Hanif, the spirit of the Hanifa. It complements that spirit. What am I saying? Naturally, the person comes into being, and naturally, Almighty God gives us a body that has been shaped and formed in the most excellent manner. That's why we go back, and I continue to say for a while, in terms of our creation, which is the most excellent creation, in terms of our possibilities, our capabilities, everything that we need, it is within us. And so as we observe the natural creation, just seeking to be just a good person, sometimes you say, that's a good baby. That's a real good baby. That's a sweet baby. And you just see how the child is basically just happy. If they're clean, if they're fit, other than that, the baby's just there. But the baby will begin to respond to the environment. If the baby is treated bad, if the baby is around a lot of hollering and shouting, the baby will respond to that hollering and that shouting. The baby will respond to what came into the mother's body while it was in the womb. Now here are people who are responding to how they had been treated mentally and what was being placed in their minds there in that environment when they had these 360 gods, idols, 360. And it's 300, I don't know why I came with that number, some say 365, but basically we know in the circle that 360 degrees in a circle. So now I have Kulu, the heart, this physical heart. But if I look at Sadrach, the Sadrach also, if you look the word up, it also refers to the mind. To the mind. Can you imagine your heart? So they died from an enlarged heart. And they died. So when he says the Lamb Nasrallah like Sadrach, he's not talking about this heart. Allah says he expanded the heart. Have we not expanded your heart? The Quran requires of us first to read it and to accept it the way we see it. But let what? The known lead you to the unknown. Don't go to the mystery, those things that mystify you first, and you're trying to come up with this highfalutin spiritual level. And as some will say sometimes, boy, sometimes you get on that magic carpet the way you be talking to us, and we be just floating on in space. That's why oftentimes in Taleem and Tuesday night, I say, do you understand or you follow what I'm saying? Because I want you to understand on all levels that when you're reading scripture, you're going to see the abstract. You're going to attain that which is abstract. Then you're going to attain the concrete. Those things that you see and you recognize immediately. But many things that you encounter, it requires that you do some deep thinking. Some deep thinking. You have to really do some deep thinking to believe, as I often use the same example, to believe that somebody walked on some water. That's deep thinking. Now they have something on Facebook someone said. This man was, all his friends were out in the pool, and he was walking across the pool. They had the cameras, they had fixed it up. Oh, it was nothing up on him. He was a magician. And they actually showed him. People were waving their hand and everything. They are really setting the people up for a great fall. You're talking about Humpty Dumpty. Look, we got some big old heads. We have society, the society of man, human being, has a big head. And his head is so big that in terms of pride, and now I talked about the left, and I talked about the right Friday, where Satan said, he told Allah, he said, I'm going to attack them on their left, and I'm going to attack them on their right. The left and the right. But now, this right can also be interpreted and looked upon as those who think they're so righteous in their being that they're much better than everyone else. Extremes are very, very dangerous. If I say left, I can talk about the liberals. We can speak of the liberals. Those who just give and everything is okay. Homosexuality, oh, that's fine. They're entitled. That's their life. Same-sex marriage, that's fine. They have a right. They have freedom. Is that following Scripture? Is that the highest morality that we need? Is that the highest form of ethics in the society? Which ethics? It is the highest degree of morality, rationale, logic. It is the coming together of minds. And when these minds come together, if the minds agree, then we have that which is definite. That's why I put this up here Friday. I spoke of the Aleph, the A in terms of the English language. That's what you say, that's what you use as A. And we have the Lam, which is the L. Now, and we know that even here, when we say Bismillahi, we know that we have the definite article. We have the definite article. We have the definite article. So we have Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. If you have this definite article, and here for the lamb, I have mind, that is representing the mind in the manner that we're talking. If we make an agreement about something, all of us, we're using our minds, all of us. And when we use our minds and we come to an agreement, it becomes definite. Are y'all following it? Huh? Can you perceive it? Okay, it becomes definite. So, if we go to the polls and we vote on something, and the majority of the people vote on this particular issue, it becomes definite. It becomes definite. So, here it is, Allah is telling us those things that are definite. That are definite. Definitely, if we look and we see that He's God, the God, definitely we know that He's the most merciful. He's the most merciful, that we come into another form of mercy in the next life. But also, we know that we have a double portion of Allah's mercy. But He starts off being merciful to us. That's why it talks about the three different stages, and you should know it by now, the three different stages of the Ramadan, which are what?
Mercy, forgiveness, and victory.
And victory. Mercy, forgiveness, and victory. And that's what we want. We want the mercy of God. We want forgiveness. We do something wrong to our loved ones, we want them to forgive us. But here's Allah, our best friend. And here's our best friend that has done everything for us. That's always with us, always listening to our prayers and our cries and our complaints. But He's always giving abundantly. So He's letting us know, definitely, He is the most merciful, the most forgiving. But now, we say, Dalikal, Kitabu. This is the book. Then it says, sure, without Rebafi, without doubt. Without doubt. This is the book. And in it is guidance. In it is guidance. But it's not guidance for everybody. It's not guidance for everyone. It is guidance for the righteous. It is guidance for those who are steadfast. And we use the example of Payday Friday, the day that they say the eagle fly. And it seems like the eagle has lost his way to some people's house, you know. And some of them don't want the eagle to fly. They just want the eagle to fly to them. Want the eagle to come to them. They want a freebie. And when we look at things now, you can really understand it. I mean, what's free? I remember growing up, and I know Imam Wally probably remember better than me. I mean, my goodness, I remember when air was free. Now when you go to a station to get some air, you got to pay for the air.
Water too.
Yes, water was so abundant now, everybody's in the water business. Making billions off of water and air. And air, we can look at as something that we can't see. But air, more so we can call it, it's abstract to a degree, because we can't see it. Belief. Faith, it's not something that you can see, but it's there. It's there. All of us here, we believe in the unseen. I don't know about this unseen. I don't know. Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. In general, we can start off and talk about how if you're tired, you at work somewhere, you out, you say, boy, I'm going home. Now, you have faith that the house is there. You believe that house is there. You believe it. You go to your job. Oh, I got to go to work in the morning. You don't call in to see if the business is burnt down. You have faith that the boss man is going to be there when you get there. And you go in there and say, well, I gotta go here and slave. I gotta go to work. You have faith. And what happens when you get there, then there's a lock on the gate. Well, they shut down. Maybe they left the country like a lot of businesses have done. People went in and President Obama don't have a lot of hate for the President of the United States. But he helped a group of workers upstate that they had actually shut down. They really shut down. They put locks on the gate. And the people going on to work like everything okay. Well, what's going on here? And then they didn't want to pay the people. So he stepped in to help them get their money, their hard-earned money. But many companies left this country to go overseas to start business, cheap labor. Well, maybe they were paying the workers here maybe $10 or $15 to $20. They go there and pay them $2 or $3 a day. A day. Can you imagine trying to take care of what you have on $2 or $3 a day? What in the world could you do with $2 or $3? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So here it is, the law says that he has given us an abundance. He has given us minds. And the believers are those who come together, who sure up bang home. We make decisions. We have to make decisions. This is ours. And this house that was established at Becca, this house that was established, you see people from all over the world there at this house. And reading the Quran, it's a continual read every day. I'm finding more and more words that can be misleading, that are not totally inclusive, that are not whole in terms of giving you the best definition. That's why you have to study. And when I began to talk about words in terms of Quranic Arabic, I really be trying to give you something to give you a lot of enthusiasm about this book. This is definitely the book. So this rivers flowing beneath. Picture, if I use the letter, the heart of food, bar. You look at that and you identify it. You know that it's beef. You know how many times we talked about this. So you know that it's beef, and it's giving us an indication. It has a character of its own. You have all of us. We have characters of our own. We have our own character. We have our own life. We have our own style. And the character takes on different forms. They put on another dress. Oh, that's the dress now. So it's Bob. Oh, it has another dress. It's B. Now it's a different sound. Oh, it has another dress. It's Boo. Now, the word Jannah. What is Jannah?
Jannah.
Yes, Jannah.
Jannah. Paradise.
What is Jannah?
Hell.
So you have the same letters, but because of the vowels, because of the dress, it has a different meaning and it has a different sound. Everything in creation gives you an indication of something. It is speaking to you. It is speaking to your mind. It is speaking to our mind. So if I read, it says that Esau, Ibn Mary, Jesus, the son of Mary. If it says he changed water to wine, don't hold it now. Don't go out of space first. Don't go out of space first, because it used to say, boy, if he changed water to wine, can you just think for a moment how many wine heads used to follow him thinking, look at the water. How about change this up for me? You have to put a little humor in this stuff because it can really take you way out. So if we talked about water and how all of life was composed or made from water, this is saying something. If he changed in water to wine, and we just gave you an indication that wine has to do with the spirit, wine, coming from some type of fruit or something that ferments, and it puts us in another galaxy, you know. So in saying this thing, this wine, it had to do with the Spirit. And we say the Holy Spirit. And even in the time period when they go in and they take the crackers, and they supposedly take the wine, and the crackers are to represent what?
The body.
The body. And then the wine.
The blood.
The blood. And then do you know that they can be used the same way? The blood and the spirit. Blood and spirit blood and wine can be used for the same thing in this manner. Take of my body. Take of my blood, so they give you wine. They give you wine. Why don't they give you blood? Why don't they give you something from the blood? They always talking about purifying something. But see, the Quran comes to purify you totally, to purify your mind, your thinking, your whole body. A purification process. Let me get you straight about this. And so when the Lord finds a heart that is decent, that's clean, that's purified, that's searching, that's trying to live a life, the most excellent life you can, and Allah sees around that person, in that environment, people that basically have some good in them, then Allah bless that one that has the clearest of hearts, the purest of heart, blesses that person to be a sign, to be one that will be an indication, that will be a signal, that will be a sign that there's a better life. There's a better way to do this. Talking to my grandson the other day, I was talking to him about some things that he had gotten into. And so, sometimes they say you have, in the penal institutions or the court system, cruel and unusual punishment. Well, I did it as a punishment. I wasn't cruel, but we had a conversation. And after we left the conversation, he said, Papa, I could have done that another way. There was no way I could have done that. But it took the breath of justice to come in and to do some expression. And so after all of the tears, I said, after all of the tears, when you get through crying, we still got to discuss this. You did some things that was a violation against the law of your house, the laws of your mother. You disrespected some adults. When we disrespect ourselves, when we disrespect the society, there are laws in place. When we disrespect Allah, what He has given us, and all of this creation, with all these rivers flowing beneath, and not just the water, not just the oil on that physical level. What about all of these thoughts beneath your brain? Why do you think I mentioned the fig again? The figment of your imagination. We have to bring this back every now and then. The figment of your imagination. Talking about your thoughts, talking about your ideas. Anybody have any ideas how we can make some money? Start clear. Anybody have any ideas? We start talking about cleaning up around your house and you're a big family. No, they don't have no ideas. They're trying to figure out how to get out of work. As we see a lot of people today, they're trying to figure out how to get out of work. You can't make it without work. If you're not straining to understand the Quran, if you're not putting forth an effort to provide for yourself and provide for your family, if you're not putting forth an effort as to how to police your household, your community, not in terms of taking a gun or a weapon and going out in your community, but even if it's getting together, having signs, having community meetings, introducing ideas of people that could benefit the whole community with reference to employment, with reference to job, with reference to child care, with reference to things that's taking place in terms of what we need to know about what's happening in our community overall. You have to be involved. You have to be involved in what's going inside of your head. So Allah found that the prophet's heart was so pure that He gave him great insight. A spark. You ever seen that picture? It's supposed to be that Michelangelo did. It's supposed to be God, and he's touching the hand, touching the finger of Adam, and they both were reaching for each other. And around that hand, you see a light. Making a connection. The hands, these working hands. You have to work with your hands. You have to work with your mind. And as you're doing this process of thinking, now you begin to expand your mind. And so we mentioned Friday as to how the prophet was saying, go to China for knowledge. Knowing that most of those people never go to China, but he was basically saying, move on. Expand your thoughts, expand your activities. Go somewhere in your mind, somewhere that's positive. And the Quran will put you on track for that. So Allah gives us guidance. He gives us guidance. Guidance again, as I started maybe 15 to 20 minutes ago, is saying, Guidance is a gift. Guidance is a gift. The intellect, the intelligence that we have, that's a gift. Allah gives us this guidance. He gives us this intellect, this intelligence, this purity of heart as you begin to do things. He purifies your intentions. He purifies your consciousness, your awareness. And you begin to become more and more aware. You begin to become more and more peaceful within. You're constantly expanding. Now you're able to do great things. So what are you doing through all these processes? What you're actually doing is you are moving closer and closer and closer to Allah. People sing the song, they might still sing the church. Nearer, O my God, to thee. You know the song? Yes. Nearer, O my God, to thee. Because they're trying to get closer to God. And then you hear some people say, you don't get no better than that. The closer you get to God. And so that's what you found the prophets and others, believers, they were trying to do. They were trying to get closer to God. No, not like we get close to each other, but it's even closer than that. No one can take away that peace when you attain that peace. Yeah, the struggles of every day. You're going to go through some struggles. But when you think about Allah, when you're praying and you know who have made my prayer, you feel so good because you made your prayer. You feel good about making your prayer. And so then when you get up and you go to work and you do some of these other things that we're supposed to do with these principles, getting closer to God, nearer to God. I thought about, when I was putting all this together, I thought about those songs, the Temptation, used to sing, where the guy said, I mean, you know, he was really trying to get her up, boy. He said, I can turn the gray sky blue. Yeah. Boy, this is really something. You know, and if she fell for that, boy, she had to be tough. I can turn the gray sky blue. Can't get next to you. Gotta get next to you. See? So here it is. Allah is next to us all the time because in the Quran He says He's closer to us than our jugular vein. So why would you turn your back on the little one? Turn your back on them. Oh, say, I did everything for you. I washed your dirty, so and so and so and so. I did everything. I cooked for you, cleaned your clothes, took care of your children, and you do me like that. Hurt the heart, hurt. Now in our struggles, as we see throughout the land, we see the masses of people struggling and in great pain. You ever look when they show these bombings that's taking place and these women and children, families being destroyed overseas in different places? Do you ever look at them and say, wow, that could be me. That could be my family. Us that have grandchildren, can you imagine our grandchildren had nowhere to sleep and out there in rubble and we digging through bricks and stones and everything, looking for our family members? Did you think like that? Yeah. And you know, when the Katrina came about, and all the different tsunamis, do you ever put your place in their place? I mean, yourself in their place? Yeah. Sensitivity. The human being, in order to be successful, in order to have a strong society, we must be sensitive. We must have sensitivity. We must be conscious. We must be concerned. But having a concern with rationale, deep thought. Don't just be concerned. Well, I'm concerned. And sometimes just a concern, as we said Friday, and it's talking about the Bible, it's talking about the flood. Just being concerned, it will lead to a great flood. Because all you have is just concern. I'm saying you, society. You're just concerned, but you're not thinking in the best manner. You're not pooling your best resources. The thing that stops us from being successful as a society and as an ethnic group, we're not thinking, we're not coming together, and everyone wants to be in charge. Everyone is looking at their organizational structure. Well, what about the structure that Allah has given us? So when you become consciously aware, when you've been touched, because they're touched by the baker's hand. When you've been touched, when you know that Allah has blessed you, when you know you have came out of darkness, when you know you have received the gifts of Almighty Allah, how in the world are you going to turn your back on Him? How can you do that? And which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny? How can we this. Am I trying to say anything to make anyone feel better? No. I'm a warner. Just like you are. You're warners. But I first had to warn myself. I had to cultivate myself. You telling them something that you don't do? I had to question myself. I'm always questioning myself. Because I don't want to burn. So in the Old Testament, they talk about fire. They talk about this fire, this great purging. And as you continue to read the Bible, say God gave Noah the rainbow sign. No more water, but the fire the next time. Then the Shaitan switches up a lot of times. Ain't nothing wrong with fire. Nothing wrong with fire. And in Scripture, one of those songs, they talk about fire shut up in my bones. At one point, this fire is talking about passions. Another point, this fire is talking about destruction, breaking down something. So this fire, this word fire, in describing the passions unleashed, desires, sexual gratification. It's more about the gratification now, about animalistic instincts. That's what's being pushed. I get text messages on the phone, or people send me things about through Facebook. I'm looking on Facebook trying to look for something positive, and here I see a completely naked body, completely. Of a man or of a woman. It's complete. I'm just going through the thing just in an innocent manner, and here's a completely naked body. And so bold to put the phone numbers there, come and see me. My goodness. Don't you see what's out there? Don't you see that we are on and off? That this Quran, it provides a protection for us. So when we're reading the Quran, which it says, Allah says that He puts nothing, He do away with nothing without substituting or putting something there better. And that's what the Quran is, just the best of everything that has been presented to us before. So in this traveling, get ready to come to a close. In this traveling, Allah telling us about it talks in the Quran about the religion, and it speaks about a band of people. A band of people are rising from a group of people coming together, and in their coming together, they are exhibiting righteousness, they're exhibiting charity, they're being kind. And Allah says that, some use the word chosen. He has chosen this religion for you. But the better word, because that word that they refer to, the better word is preferred. Preferred. Because if you say chosen, it makes it appear as if all the other religions are bad. So you say preferred. Oh, here's some apple pie, peach cobbler, oh my, cherry pie, oh, pineapple upside down cake, all these desserts. Now, which do you prefer? And which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? All of the favors that the Lord does for us. Which one do you deny? You're not going to deny any of them. But He says He prefers. He prefers that we submit, that we are submissive. The word is used in that particular ayah. It is Muslim. Muslim. They didn't say religion, they said Muslim. What does Muslim mean? Just generally being speaking, or whatever. So we have the word submissive. So He prefers that we are submissive. That we are submissive. But He said He prefers that we are submissive. He preferred this deen for us. Deen al-Fitra, which goes back to the Parsha of Hadith, of the original nature. Those who respond just naturally to what is good, not looking for the wrong. So in saying this then, don't think that this religion comes as an exclusion to all others. It's just that Allah prefers that we are submissive, that we turn to this. This is the best for us. So in doing that and in saying that, is to have you respectful of all other religions. All ye who believe does not refer solely to the Muslims. I raised my voice on it because I want you to understand that. Because some will read that and they begin to call the Christians and others kafir. Big mistake. And the more we talk about this, the more I find that our brothers from abroad, when we talk like this, when they talk to me, they begin to understand this. Don't think because people come from abroad that they know this book better than we do. And certainly there are many scholars that have much more information. But we have the common approach. We know how to apply this to our situation. Learn to take the Quran and apply it to your situation, and to always try to see the